for that girl.
Okay.
Okay. Hi. We're on the YouTube.
Oh, hi.
Right? Yeah.
Yep.
I don't have my glasses and I can't squint anymore, so.
We're on the tube.
Hi.
Oh, hi.
Welcome to Sip.
Survive.
And it's not recording on
Oh.
here for some
Oh,
reason.
shit. Okay. YouTube bloopers. Boop, 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 ba-doop, boop, ba-da-doop. Boop. Oh my gosh. I love
I'm just
this.
gonna do
I love this weather.
it's too cold.
No, I love it.
It's like 70.
No, right now it's only like 60.
I love.
Oh, I know what I did wrong.
What?
I opened the wrong kind of file type to record.
How dare you?
It's too early.
It is morning.
Kenny, I literally do nothing. I would care.
Okay. Here we go.
Okay.
And,
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to Sip.
Survive.
and repeat.
Oh,
Here we are.
here we are.
I like your layered necklace look.
Thank you. I'm really trying to. I went through my clothes because we're going back in the office now, and I rediscovered some new clothes and jewelry that I forgot about.
Okay, this is gonna be weird, but I'm thinking of like completely like downgrading my closet because I only wear like the same things
too.
over and over, and the rest of it is bullshit. Why is it in my closet?
Yep. You know, my husband Todd has a great idea, and I'm going to steal from him, where he will wear a shirt. Like, let's say you have a thing of polos, not that you and I would have a thing of polos. But
I do actually have a lot of polos for
Do
riding.
you?
For riding.
Okay. So he'll wear them in order.
Uh-huh.
And then when he's done wearing them, put them to the back of the closet. But anything he skips because he doesn't like, he's getting rid of.
Ooh.
Because you're skipping it for a reason.
Well, here's the thing. So I moved into my new place
start doing that.
in like October of
Mhm.
2020. And I know for sure what I have and haven't worn since I moved, however many months ago that is.
Yep.
October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. 8 months. There's been 8 months. Now, granted, I can't do that to my summer clothes because I haven't worn those yet. But all my winter, like fall, winter, I know because I was like, I'm not wearing this.
Yeah.
Get out of my closet. So I think I'm gonna really purge.
Anytime I buy something new, if I don't have enough hangers, I get rid of something.
Oh.
That's where I'm at. I'm at
I would
a
just buy
hanger.
more hangers.
See, I was doing that, but now my closet's so packed and it's so annoying.
Well, we have two. So we have a bigger closet attached to our bathroom, and then we have a shoe closet that will someday, when we renovate, will be Todd's closet. So we're going to do 2 closets. But right now we're sharing one. And he said to me, he's like, do you just want the whole closet? And I'll move my stuff into the spare room. And I was like, is this a trick? Is this like that trick where your wife says, like, do I look good in this? And you're supposed to say yes. And I was like, no, you can keep your stuff in here. And he's like, no, you can take the closet. It's fine. I'll move my stuff. And I was just like, okay. So now I have the whole closet. It's amazing.
Oh God, don't knock over the plant. The plant named Kenny.
Kenny, everybody?
He's so green.
He's so quiet.
Um,
Anyway.
Okay, love it. I did the opposite of that though and went to Anthropologie and spent tons of money on shit I didn't need. But I did find these pants that I really like.
But I love their stuff.
It's so boho cute and chic. You know what I really need
I
to
love
do?
their candles.
Oh,
They're big.
Oh yeah, I have one. I have one of
I
those.
splurged on one, and I can't light it because it's so expensive.
Oh, that's the dumbest shit
I
ever.
know. I'm waiting till Christmas time since it's Christmas looking. Anyway, sorry, I keep interrupting you.
No, I just bought a shit ton of stuff. You know what I need to do is figure out what I'm wearing to Kenny's wedding.
I have 2 old dresses that I might bust out, or I might splurge and get a new one, but I feel like they're so expensive. I just want to wear like an oldie but goodie.
Yeah, I
want to wear an oldie but goodie.
I just don't know. I just don't feel confident in any of my current.
Then get a new one.
Okay, I'll think about
You
it.
have that cute romper that you wore. You went somewhere. Oh, your class reunion. Didn't you wear like a romper?
I did not. I wore that was a dress, but it's
But you were
think it
thinking
has-
of a romper.
yeah. I was thinking
You look good in a romper. Like you could do
some
like
rompers. No,
because you're tall, so I feel like you.
Well,
could
for
pull
my
it.
birthday, I'm making my friend's organizing it because she's amazing. Thanks, Shelly. And I think there's other people involved as well. So thank you to anyone who's
'Cause
helping.
it's
It's the big 4-0.
and your birthday's in July.
Yeah, 7-Eleven, baby.
Ooh, girl, she got my open like 7-Eleven.
Yep. And I also, you can get a free slushie on my birthday.
Oh,
You're welcome.
Because it's your birthday.
At 7-Eleven.
Naturally.
So we're doing it at a wine bar, the Rocky River
Ooh,
Wine Bar.
Yes, love that place.
And it's the theme, because my friend was like, you need a theme, is dress to impress.
Oh, hey.
So I want to get a tuxedo jumpsuit,
Oh,
like a sleeve, like from Flashdance. Do you remember when
Yes.
she's eating the lobster?
Yes.
And she's wearing just like the bib of a,
Uh-huh.
yeah, sexy.
I feel like a heel or a shoe, your shoe's very important in that.
Yes, of
Okay.
course, of course. I do have a couple pairs of actual heels that are like sexy. That I
Do you
didn't
want
get
to
rid
wear
of.
heels all night?
I don't give a shit. I'm gonna be 40.
Okay. I think you should. I think you should wear like a red pump with it or like
Yeah.
a nude with like a cool bottom.
So anyway.
Exciting.
It's by the time this comes out, Memorial Day weekend will have just ended, but it's going to be nice and cold here in Ohio for Memorial Day.
Yeah, I'm ready for it though. I need a week. And we were just talking about like where I don't have any plans.
Yeah,
Which is weird for Memorial Day weekend.
I have plans.
Jenny's busy.
Saturday,
Kenny
Sunday.
and I have nothing going on, which I love.
I mean, I'm excited for my plans because it's just like it's basically just hanging out.
Yeah.
I'm going to my friend's house for one day, and then my friend's parents have an annual picnic, and they didn't have it last year because of the pandemic. So it'll be nice to just like go but I have to come up with sides and or desserts to bring to each of these parties, and I'm like not that into it.
Oh, speaking of sides, I'm actually working on a Minerva cookbook where I'm from.
Yes,
Like a classic.
I passed Minerva the other day when
Did
I started
you?
the sugar cream.
So my family has the weirdest, strangest recipes, like pea salad with mayonnaise and Parmesan cheese. It's like a whole thing. It's really good.
It sounds disgusting, but
It sounds disgusting, but it's surprisingly delicious.
it's fine because I just bought salad cream. I think we talked about it.
Yes. So anyway,
Side
if
note,
you need
that's
help with a
amazing.
salad
Yeah.
or side dishes, I can help you.
Okay, I might need a couple. They need to be cold because I don't want to like have to cook them once I get to where
I feel
I'm
like
going.
you should try to make the pea salad.
Okay, I'll take the recipe for that.
Okay.
I'm
It's
like
real
nervous, but
unhealthy.
okay, I mean it has peas in it though, so that part's healthy.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's healthy in it.
What was it? Oh, I have to do a shout out.
Hmm.
Hold please. All right,
Bex.
She's
I love
from,
your name. I want your name.
She is from Manchester, and she sent us her review because we don't see the English UK review. We don't see any from outside the United States. It is so dumb. Yeah, fix it, Apple. So anyway, so I am looking at it now. It's a lovely 5-star review, so thank you.
Thank you, Bex.
And we're gonna send her some stickers, and I told her I'll send you stickers as long as you pass them out to all your friends in Manchester.
And make them listen to us.
I'm bribing our listeners now.
Yes.
And I also wanted to shout out the fact that she has her own business. It's on Etsy. So if you go to Instagram, it's at Bex North Design. And then the link to go to our Etsy store is in the bio.
And for those of us that are not great spellers like myself, so that's Bex, like Becks.
North, N as in Nancy, O-R-F as in Frank, Design.
Okay.
So Bex North Design.
Her stuff is
on
adorable.
Instagram, and then you can go to her Etsy. And yeah, she does prints, and they're very adorable, cute. Like
It's stuff that I would 100% hang on my wall. Like it looks like artsy, but yet,
yeah,
but
like cool.
but cool. Yeah.
Oh,
Cute.
cool.
Cute.
All right, so that's our shout out for this week. Thank you for that. And let's talk about. Before we talk, I'm sorry. This is like the longest intro. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I wanted to circle back to my electrocution of my face to get rid of sweating
Oh,
because I did
wait,
it.
say the text message I got from Jenny. I electrocuted my face. I'm like, what? I tell them what you did. I'm like, are you okay?
It's an electro antiperspirant, and you can get it to put your hands in if you're a hand sweater.
I'm
your
a hand sweater,
Your
so.
feet if you're a feet sweater. They have adapters, so I basically look like Hannibal Lecter, and I just put this mask
Jenny.
on my face. It literally, I'm going to take a picture of it. It's hilarious.
Does it work?
Yes. However, I failed to read the directions one more time before I stuck it on my face and turned that puppy on. And I definitely turned it like all the way up.
You said you had like rose cheeks.
Well, when I did that, at first it was like going up really slow. And then
Mhm.
all of a sudden there was this huge surge of electricity. And I felt my body go, ugh.
Jenny.
And I had to turn it down.
That's dangerous.
You can't get, it's not strong
I
enough to
know,
electrocute, but I
but-
definitely got like lightly electrocuted. but you can see my cheeks aren't red. I mean, other than the
No.
like blush.
No,
So
and
they
your
were like-
skin looks really good.
they were like
glowing.
they were like burning. I had like, when I took it off, I did have spots because this is where the metal plates sit.
Oh my God.
So like
what's it
here,
supposed to do? Reduce sweating?
yeah.
Okay.
So I've only done it once. I was supposed to do it again last night, but I just like fucking didn't because I
Yeah.
was riding and stuff. So anyway, I'll keep you posted. You're supposed to do it for about a week or two during like certain days. It's like 2 days on, 1 day off.
Okay.
And then it's supposed to like stop sweating or reduce it drastically for up to like 3 months.
Wow.
So I'm trying to do it before summer so that I can like maybe not be so sweaty on my face.
I'm just gonna accept my sweatiness.
I just feel like when you sweat on your face, people like ask you if you're okay. They're like, "Are you okay?"
No, I'm
And it-
not. I have
and
a sweat stash.
It ruins your makeup and like
Yeah,
it's
it
such
does ruin
a
your
it's a
makeup.
drag. So
And then with the masks on top of everything too, it adds to the sweat combination.
well, if they say I don't need a mask in a store, I'm not wearing
Me
a mask
too.
in a store.
yes.
I'm like, goodbye.
See ya.
I figure if the CDC told me to wear a mask and then they told me that I don't have to wear it, I'm gonna listen. I listened the first time. Why wouldn't I listen now?
I just want nice makeup. Selfishly.
Although I did just buy this lip stain, and so
I like it.
I bought it so that it wouldn't rub off on my masks. Because when I take my son to school, I still have to wear it. Okay, let's talk about survival.
Okay, all
People
right.
are like, shut the fuck up,
Yeah.
guys.
They just fast forwarded through all of it. Nobody cares.
Some people like the banter.
Sure. Who wants? I don't care who goes first. Want me to go? Okay. Mine is a little short today,
Okay.
but
I'll stretch it out with all my funny and hilarious jokes.
great. So this story originated when we were in the Outer Banks,
Okay.
and
Is it your personal survival story of the Outer Banks?
No.
Okay.
But that would be hilarious if it was. So we took the Jeep on the beach, which you can do in the Outer Banks,
Oh,
and
shit.
see wild horses. So you
Okay.
can literally ride on the beach in the water. You can do a little water action, like a little bit in the water and then on the beach. So we stopped at one point to like get out and like put our feet in the water or whatever. And I was like looking at seashells as whatever
Yeah.
we've done as kids.
She sells
And
seashells
Todd
by
made
the
it-
seashore.
Well, I was bending. There were no really good seashells, but there was like one little like piece. I was like, "Oh, this one's cute." And Todd's like, "Careful touching seashells; they can be poisonous." And I was like, "Get the fuck out of here!" And
What?
he's like, "Yeah, you should. If you're a shell collector, you should wear gloves." Did you know this, Kenny?
I had no idea.
Yeah, you should wear gloves. And here's the survival story
I love how dramatic your eyes got.
of the killer cone snail shell.
Okay, I'm ready.
Because I didn't believe Todd.
Yo,
He's like,
I
yeah,
wouldn't have believed him
there
either.
are seashells that can kill you.
Yeah, I would have thought
Is
he
she
was
too
just-
loud snoring?
It's not too bad. If you hear a little snore, it's
It's-
Callie in the
it's
background.
Callie.
Sleeping.
She's fine.
She's so tired. She just got out of bed too.
Oh,
So
Jesus Christ. What
okay.
a life.
What a life. So he sent me this article and I read
Your
it. And
husband?
I was like, holy shit, this is a real thing. And I feel like it's my duty as a human being to
And-
let other people
And
know,
co-host of the Survival Podcast.
and a co-host of the Survival Podcast, that people should know about this. So it's a short and sweet little ditty,
I'm ready.
but there's a lot of knowledge packed in here.
Mhm.
And if I can read my psychopath handwriting, I'm going to get it all out for you.
These are all my notes.
Well, Jenny, you're good on the fly. I get sweaty and I'm like,
I did write down people's names this time because
I'm
I.
also out of deodorant, so I'm not wearing any.
Oh my God, I was gonna say. I'm just
Stinky.
kidding. No, if you wear
I wore
deodorant.
Todd's yesterday, but
Did you know that deodorant lasts for a long time because it like gets soaked into your
oh,
pores?
good. So
So,
maybe it's
You're fine.
I
My
did-
favorite deodorant as a teenager.
I like
most-
Secret.
No, my favorite deodorant as a teenager because I thought it was hilarious was Mitchum because on the package it said you could even skip a day. And I was like, what the fuck?
You're like,
So
all right.
I bought it just for that tagline.
I need to do that today. I need to go buy deodorant.
May I suggest Mitchum? You can skip a day.
No, I tried the natural path. It doesn't work for me. So,
Gross.
okay. So this is about 9 months ago. We're in Australia. Shout out.
Oh my God, yes, Australia.
Because Australia's really been showing up in the
in our stats,
viewer stats
you guys
lately.
are into us and we like it.
And you have a lot of things that happen in Australia.
You guys are
like
fucking crazy down there.
animals and deadly things.
Yeah, I feel like the terrain alone is just
It's crazy.
great for surviving.
So Jono, who's I'm sure I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right.
Well, if
but
you are, I love it.
Jono,
Yeah.
he's a teenager. He's
I
19.
feel like I want to name a pet that.
I know that'd be a really good.
Like a little
Bex,
kitty
I'm
cat.
also obsessed with the name Bex. Bex Cherry. If I ever have a child,
Oh my
which I
God,
won't,
yes. Well, maybe.
That's
You
true.
never know. Adoption.
Anyway,
Okay.
Jono, he's 19. He lives in Queensland, Australia.
Mhm.
Now, I think that's in like the northeastern part.
I like that you're asking me.
You're the world traveler.
I've not been to Australia,
I could have looked that up, but I didn't.
but I would like to.
This was like last summer, spring, and he's an avid shell collector.
Oh my
19
God.
years old. I mean,
Wow.
he's into it.
Okay.
So him and his friend are out shell collecting, and they're videotaping it naturally, as everybody does these days, and
You
puts it
have
on
to.
TikTok. You know,
What did the kids say? If it's not on video, it didn't happen. Some shit like that.
I'm sure they use the word tape as well. Like I just used
That didn't sound very like, fluid.
No.
kids these days. What
If
do they
it's
say?
not on video, you know, it didn't happen.
You know how the kids talk. Real
I don't
weird.
think they say that. Anyway, back to the story.
Yeah.
Him and his friend are collecting shells, and he comes across this beautiful like brown and white like cone shell. So that's where like the bottom is tapered, and then it was gorgeous. And he was like, and I quote, he said, let me see if I can find it. Basically, he said that this is like the find of a lifetime. Like he's
Really 19 and he's got the find of a lifetime.
He's really excited about it. So he picks it up and holds it in his hand, and he's like looking at it, and he's thinking about putting it in his like shell satchel. And
I'm gonna get a shell satchel.
but then he notices there's still a snail inside of it that's alive. Like he can see it. So he's like,
So he just
at it.
yanks that shit out of there.
Well, thank God he didn't.
Oh God. Okay.
So
Yeah, don't do that,
he
you guys.
puts it back.
Okay,
because
good.
there was a live snail in it, but he was like playing with it and looking at it and showing the video and the camera like what he found.
At least he got it on video.
Yeah, and it turns out he was holding for a long period of time the fourth most deadly animal on Earth.
What?
Who fucking knew a cone snail shell is the fourth deadliest animal on Earth? And I this article is from Newsweek.
Okay,
And
so
I've
it's probably
also-
pretty legit.
And I also looked up like a lot of other sources because I'm like, no way. Yes, it's true.
I like how you really didn't believe your husband at all.
No, I did believe him, but then I was just like, how have we never heard of this?
Right.
And
No.
whatever. So it's a cone snail shell, and there's more than 500 species
Okay.
that are poisonous,
Uh-huh.
but there are only 3 that are like super deadly and lethal. And
Okay.
the one he was holding was one of those 3, which is a textile cone snail shell.
Okay. Are you gonna tell me how they kill you? Because
Yeah,
I'm
I'm gonna-
confused.
I'm going to get into that.
Like, do snails have teeth and they just like lash out? And...
Yes. Yes,
Oh.
kind of.
Okay, that's not what I was thinking.
The 3 deadly, their names are the textile cone snail shell.
Mhm.
Did you know you're going to get a biology lesson today?
I didn't.
And then a tulip cone snail shell, and then a geographic cone, which the geographic is the like deadliest of deadly,
Uh-huh.
but he had the textile, which is still super deadly. Anyway, so as time goes on, he is researching this mystery shell that he has on video, and he comes to find out that it's one of the 4th most deadliest things in the world. And it can take up to, if the snail would have came out and bit him, which I'll tell you how they do that, he would have 9 minutes to live. And there's no
That reminds me of that Madonna song with Justin Timberlake.
4 minutes to, what's it called?
Isn't it 4 minutes to save the world or
Something
some
like
shit
that.
like that?
We only got 4 minutes to save the world.
We only got 9 minutes to get away from the snail.
See what she did there? I love that.
That was terrible. Go ahead.
So it can kill you in less than 9 minutes.
Great.
And it carries up to 100 individual toxins. And how it kills you, and it's prey.
Is it little?
It's so it can be from 1 inch all the way to 9 inches. So they can get big, but this one that he was holding was like 2 inches. So it was like a little guy. So what it is they have this like, I'm going to try to explain it in terms that people would understand and know, but it has this like little like horn thing that comes out, and it has a hook on the end of it, and it just dangles it in the ocean to catch its prey.
Oh God.
And that's where the venom is. And like a little fish is swimming by, and it catches the cheek of the fish.
So it's like
And
fishing.
it's yeah, it's like fishing, but it's clear. You can't, it's hard to see.
It's like a cute little fisherman.
It's like a little fisherman, but not so cute. This thing, if you look this up and watch it eat something, so it has its little hook out. It's like, hey, I'm cute. whatever, and the fish goes by and it hooks the fish, stuns it,
Yeah.
and then the snail slowly creeps over
Yeah.
to it,
Snails are fucking slow.
and it eats it like a snake.
Huh?
I saw it eat like a 6-inch fish. The snail was like 1 inch, and it ate like the whole fucking fish.
And then it can't get back in its shell?
It devours
So
it, and then it like wiggles back in its shell. It's crazy, you guys. I'm telling you.
Ah!
So when he was holding it, it could have like come out of its shell and stung him.
Mhm.
But the little like hook thing is very, it's clear and it's hard to see. And it
Tricky.
feels like a bee sting. So it's not like, it's painful, but it's not like super painful. Like you wouldn't really know what.
How does it kill a human?
I don't know, but it's so venomous. So a lot of people, so 33 people have died from these types of cone snails. And over like the past, however long I started keeping track. And what typically happens is divers, even though they're wearing gloves and stuff, they'll see, because they're really pretty, they'll see them at the bottom of the ocean and like pick them up and look at them, and it'll come out and like sting them. Or someone will step on one, or like people that collect shells will see them and pick them up, and then it will sting them as well. So that's typically how, like, it doesn't like the taste of humans. It's just, it's protecting itself.
Right.
So the venom within the little hook thing is so venomous, it can kill up to 700 people. So if you take if you took the venom out of it and put it in a vial, you could spread that out up to 700 people to kill them. That's
You know
how
what I'm
lethal
gonna
it is.
do? Let's get 700 people, line them up on the beach in Australia, and I'm gonna walk down with that little guy.
I bet you on forensic files, they wouldn't know what did it.
What?
It's probably detected.
Oh my god.
So if you ever get bit by one, it's going to feel like a bee sting.
Uh-huh.
You're not going to know what happened.
Mhm.
And within a couple minutes, you will start feeling like tingling. It usually happens in your hands or your feet because you're stepping on them or picking them up. You'll feel a tingling sensation. And then there'll be like your limbs will become paralyzed. And then you're going to go into cardiac arrest.
Ooh.
And then you're going to go into a coma and you're going to die.
All within 9 minutes?
All within 9 minutes.
Damn.
According to Newsweek.
Snail.
Also, there's no anti-venom.
So even if you get to a hospital,
Well, they have techniques that they use. If you get there soon enough, like within like, I don't know, 2 to 5 minutes, which is impossible. They do like, you can tie like rubber, like a, what's it called? Like a tourniquet?
Tourniquet.
Thank you. You can do like the tourniquet method where you like cut off the blood, like try to cut off the blood supply. Or they also will submerge you in really hot water, and that tends to like slow down the poison, but there's really nothing they can do. So you're pretty fucked.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Ew.
So we'll post pictures of what this looks like. The good thing about these snails,
There's a good thing.
since 2004, they've been researching them
Mm-hmm.
and the pharmaceutical industry, and they're trying to figure out a way to use the venom to replace morphine. And the venom itself acts like morphine, but it's 10,000 times the strength of morphine. So they're trying to figure out how to like reduce that.
Isn't that crazy that something in nature?
And why does it need that much power? Like usually, like you're killing a fish or a
Here's the
worm.
thing.
That's what they eat. Fish or worms or other snails.
Maybe because they're protecting themselves, maybe they're really delicious.
Maybe, or they do kill other cone snails, so they need that strong venom to kill their own. I don't know. Well, they're trying to figure out how to take this venom and use it and replace the morphine because it's not addictive.
Oh, okay.
So
That's
there
good.
is good that can be done from it. They just haven't quite figured out.
Have you ever had morphine, either of you?
I have.
No.
When I blew my knee out, they gave me morphine, and I was woo.
I don't.
But I haven't taken it, like I haven't been like on it.
Right. I don't think I have, but I have no clue.
If you've had like a major surgery, I bet you've had
I
morphine.
had my nose done.
You probably had morphine for that,
What
right?
about like wisdom teeth? Do I have morphine for that?
I don't think so.
Did they put you out, or did they put you in a twilight? I'm also a doctor. In case you
Denel,
I don't-
MD.
I don't know. I just can't remember anything.
Oh, you might have got morphine. Because I
can't-
know when I got mine, they did like a twilight,
Did you remember?
and I was trying to sell them like advertising
Smart.
during it.
Smart.
Yeah.
Smart.
Naturally. So
All right.
it sounds like Kenny was knocked out. So here are some symptoms also if you get bit by one of these and you just don't know it.
Get ready to
weakness.
die.
Just give up. No, I'm kidding.
Basically, unless you're next to a hospital.
Sweating. So Jenny, you're not gonna
I'm
know,
never gonna know.
because
Never
you're not
gonna
gonna
know.
sweat anymore from your electric face mask.
My
Your
electrocution.
Hannibal Lecter mask.
My Hannibal electrocution mask.
Muscle paralysis, respiratory failure. Already went through some of these. Weakness. So just pay attention. Like if you're in places where they are most common. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Not the Outer Banks, which is great.
Phew.
So I didn't touch one. Australia,
Okay.
Indian Ocean, the Red Sea, the Caribbean. Hawaii has had a lot of cases of them being found. The Pacific Ocean, so I'm guessing like Southern California-ish.
Okay.
So those are just a few of the places where you can find the deadly cone snail shell. Dun dun dun.
But it's the actual snail
yes,
inside. So if you find a shell with nothing in it, it's
still
good.
don't touch it.
Oh.
I mean, if you're an avid shell collector, I also learned this, you typically wear gloves. It can still penetrate the gloves, but it's less likely. But yeah, so it's the snail that bites you that's venomous. I thought it was the shell whenever he first told me that they're poisonous. And that's why I was like, shut the fuck up. No way. It's the actual snail that comes, the little hook thing comes out and bites you. So it's not the shell that's poisonous. It's the actual.
I didn't know snails had mouths. I mean, I know that's really dumb.
I'm really going to encourage everyone to watch a video of a snail eating a fish because it's pretty impressive. I was watching it last night.
I like it.
I think I said that. I did say that. Yeah. So this summer, watch where you're stepping. And if you're a seashell collector,
wear gloves.
Stay away from the cone shells, and we'll post pictures.
Yeah. Yikes. Okay.
That's my survival story.
Wow.
Who knew?
I had no idea. I did not know. I thought shell collecting was a really low risk hobby.
One more thing. Our boy in this, Jono.
Yeah.
He posted this on TikTok like 8 months later as like a warning to people. And he was saying it's had millions of views and people are commenting being like, I didn't know that. Like I live in Hawaii. Thank you for putting this out as a PSA.
Yeah.
And he was saying like, this should be, I guess in Australia, maybe some schools have like oceanic classes. And he was saying like, this should be taught in like normal classes. So he's putting out a warning. He was super freaked out by it after the fact because he could have died. So
I feel like when I think of snails, I don't think danger.
No,
do you know what I
think
mean?
Pretty shells. But again, if it's empty,
I just think slow ass. I'm just like, you slow as fuck.
Yeah, I'm not scared of you.
Right, but I should be. You should be if they have a cone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Follow that up.
I will. Okay. Now these people, both the people in this story have real fucking hard to say last names.
Oh,
so
great.
I'm gonna try and only say them once, and we'll use first names from then on.
I love that tactic.
Okay. So this is another favorite of mine from the season 2 of Surviving Evil with Charisma Carpenter.
Don't rent it or watch it because then you won't want to listen to this podcast anymore.
And it costs $14.99 to buy a season.
I love that you're investing in this podcast.
I invested that for you, so you can listen to me tell it.
And you're much more fun.
You don't need to hear them say it. Okay. That was a real weird sound. Okay. So this is a story of Patricia Wenskunas.
Great. Wenskunas.
Wenskunas. Wenskunas. Wenskunas?
Is this Canada?
No. So Patricia grew up in a small town in Illinois.
Okay.
And, had a pretty normal childhood, ended up, okay.
Sorry, was looking at Snapchat.
Stop.
Penny,
A certain ex-Fox employee, I always like looking at his Snapchat, what he's doing.
Listen, I'm telling a story here about Patricia. You can watch your Snapchat later.
Is Snapchat still a thing?
It's not as popular, but some people use it a lot.
Oh, like you.
Yeah, I like to stalk people on Snapchat.
Oh my God, I just use it for the filters.
It's like the same with Instagram. I don't post, I just like looking at people's things.
I took a picture of myself with a filter that made me look like a fucking Kardashian. Hold on.
Also, Snapchat's like the way kids communicate now.
Really?
Yeah.
You look freaky, Jenny. You're much pretty in real life.
Look at how big my lips are.
Look at your lashes.
And my eyes are not that color.
Oh, wow.
What if I look like
Kenny,
that?
oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Oh, like that's the only way I talk to my little brother, Snapchat.
Really?
Yeah.
Aw, that's cute.
How
Okay.
about just a text?
Okay. How about Patricia?
Okay, sorry.
Get back to business. Okay. Patricia grew up in Illinois in a small town. She ended up, she never said she was married to this guy. She was dating a guy. Anyway, she had a son named Nathaniel. And unfortunately, the guy she was with, whether married or not, was terribly abusive. So it was physical,
situation.
mental, emotional, and sexual
Well, he
abuse.
crossed off all those boxes.
Just
He's
check,
like-
check, check.
He's like, I'm not just gonna do emotional, I'm gonna really cover all the bases for my abuse.
Right. And
Right.
what the breaking point for Patricia was, she found out that he was hitting her son with a stir stick from painting, you know, the
Oh.
wooden stir sticks that you stir paint with.
Yeah.
He was using that to beat her son. And
Nasty.
she at that point, I guess for her, and you know, it's one of those things where it's like when it's happening to you, you're like, this is terrible, but it's my problem. But as soon as it happens to your kid, Mama Bear comes out, and you're like, fuck you.
Yeah, like she
So-
can handle it, but once it was,
So she said she just needed to get out of there. So she packed up all of her stuff and her kid, and they moved to Irvine, California. Because she
Oh.
said she wanted a fresh new start. And I was like, I mean, good on you. California is a good place to go. It's very nice there. I like it. Purdy. So she moves to California, and part of her abuse, and I don't know if it was something that her ex had said to her or if it was something from childhood or what, but she had a pretty bad relationship with food. So she was very much on a wide spectrum of eating disorders.
okay.
So as she said, she would she would not eat for days, then she would binge for days, then she would purge for days. And it was just like this cycle that was never ending.
Yeah. Oh, that's sad.
So she went to go see her doctor, and her doctor basically told her, if you don't stop doing this, you will not live to see 40.
Wow.
You will not live to see
So she was pretty
yeah.
intense. Yeah.
You will not live to see your kid grow up. You will not live to see your grandkids. You need to get help. So he suggested that she see someone about fitness and nutrition that knows what they're talking about.
Mhm.
And so she was like, okay, because she said her problem was every time she looked in the mirror, all she saw was like a 500-pound woman.
Isn't that so like?
That's how a lot of people, I mean,
know,
I do that
it's-
to myself
It's so
regularly.
interesting though, because someone sees you and they're like, you look great. But then when you look in the mirror, you don't.
You don't see it.
I wonder in our brains I mean, I know there's science behind that.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
And a lot of people go through this. This
Yeah.
is a very,
It's an important thing because I think, I mean, me and you obviously talk about like what we're eating and food and dieting.
we're
and
all as a
stuff.
society obsessed with it.
Yeah. And like I said a couple of weeks ago, my goal in life is just to be happy with who I am, what I'm doing, and stop worrying so much about like the scale and all that stuff.
Right.
So anyway, this story did speak to me a little bit because she went to get the help that she needed. So she ended up going to a gym, and they had, she talked to the manager there about what her issues were. And she was just like, you know, I have this problem with food and eating, and like it's been ruling my life for years, and I really need to get back on track. And he said, you know what, I have a personal trainer here who's actually a registered nurse.
Oh, great.
And so we'll know about the nutrition side, and we'll also be able to help you work out in a healthy way that's not, you know, because a lot of times, especially with, I forget, there's a name for it, but like working out all the time can also be part of the eating disorder.
I met a girl in college, and I don't remember her name, and we weren't like friends, but she was telling a story. I remember her telling her story where she had like obsessive exercise something.
Yeah.
And she would literally work out for 8 hours a day.
Oh my God. I work
And then
out.
she'd binge eat.
Yeah.
Like it was a cycle.
Yes.
And she's really struggled with that. And I heard her story, and I was just like, oh my God, like not only does that take up your mind, but it takes up your time, and you're just,
Yeah. I don't know.
and
if
I
it is.
couldn't imagine being on a treadmill for 8 hours.
Oh, it's almost, I think it is kind of like an OCD thing.
Yeah.
Like you kind of get it in your brain, you can't get it out. You just have
Mhm.
to do it. So,
So she goes to a gym,
gym.
which is interesting because I wouldn't think that that'd be my first stop. I would go to see,
yeah,
but they had a nutritionist there, so it was a good fit.
yeah. So she was like, okay, perfect. So she met with this trainer twice a week. His name, again, such terrible last names, Jeffrey Calavos.
Okay.
Okay. I just wrote it down phonetically because they never put his name on the screen. So I was just like, what was that again? Calavos?
Jeffrey.
Okay, so Jeffrey and Patricia. So Jeffrey is training her. And like I said, he's an RN and does training as well. So he's been, he basically just tells her everything that she needs to do to stay on track. So he's telling her, you know, giving her her workouts when she comes in. He's telling her what vitamins she should be taking. He's telling her what food. And to her, it seems like he cares. But when you're looking from the outside, because once we get into like the meat of the story, where things go downhill, it was very much a manipulation tactic.
Oh gosh.
And she said it was really hard because I didn't see it, but he saw me coming a mile away. Like she said, I walked in and he saw the word victim written on my forehead. So this Jeffrey guy is a piece of shit. You can just get ready for that now. So my favorite quote was, he would, when they were working out, he would tell her, I'm the one with the name tag in the shirt, so you have to listen to me.
Oh.
And then this was his.
Sorry, I'm the one with the wallet and I'm paying you.
Well, and then this was what he compared it to, which I was like, so, come again now? He said, airline pilots have a name tag, and so you let them fly the plane. I'm the one with the name tag here, so you have to do what I tell you to do. And I was like, okay, I don't know any pilots that have a name tag on. It's not like.
And they're flying the plane because they're the pilot, not because they have a name tag.
Yeah.
On.
I was like, you know what? The people at McDonald's have a name tag on. Do I have to do everything they tell me? Like, what the fuck are we talking about here? Funny story though about that. When I was a little kid, my parents used to take us to Bob Evans when we go out to eat because it was like obviously cheap. If you guys don't know Bob Evans, it's like.
Are they not everywhere?
No.
Oh.
But it originated in Ohio.
Bob
So.
Evans isn't everywhere?
No.
It's not on the farm?
That's wild.
They're based in like Columbus or Cincinnati.
They're
right?
down like in
On the
southern
farm?
Ohio.
Okay.
But no, they're not everywhere. So if you don't know what it is, it basically
I love a good Bob
looks
Evans
like a
breakfast.
farm. They serve breakfast as like their main staple.
Mhm.
And it's very like down home country cooking.
It's like Cracker Barrel, but better.
Yeah. It's like a higher end Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
And so it's like an adorable place. Anyway, when I was a kid, we used to go there a lot, and we always got this waitress. Her name was Jenny. And I thought it was so cool. And so when she got a new name tag at work, she gave me her Bob Evans name tag.
She's working that tip, and
Working that tip. So I took that home and I would pretend I worked at Bob Evans for like
cute.
years.
That's really cute.
Serving all kinds of grits and home fries.
Ohio has the most Bob Evans by a mile.
Yeah.
275. The next closest is Indiana with 71.
Mm-hmm.
I just assume they're everywhere because they
I
are
did too.
everywhere in Ohio.
They are everywhere in Ohio, but they are not
Get
everywhere.
ready. There's probably one coming.
I'm pretty
To a
sure
town
like my
near you.
brother lives in Atlanta and I don't think they have them down there. Georgia?
None in Georgia.
Yeah. My brother, sometimes when he comes home, he wants to go to Bob Evans.
That makes it a little more of like a gem here.
Right?
Because I always thought it was like a chain, like I'm not really gonna go there.
I'm gonna
No.
treasure Bob Evans. a
You
little more.
should all treasure Bob. And if you come to Ohio or the Midwest, that's generally where they are, get your ass to a Bob Evans. They're good.
Bob Evans, a Sheets,
Yes. Although I have to
get on the
say,
Sheets train. I know you guys are on it.
have you eaten there?
I've had their breakfast sandwich. It is good. But everything else there just looks weird to me.
No. I'm gonna take you
I'm
there.
a
We're
gas
getting sliders.
station snob.
We're gonna get sliders.
I don't want no.
I'm bringing you sliders, and I'm not gonna tell them.
With
I'm not gonna
the
tell you where they come
onions and the mac and cheese bites on the sliders.
Guys, it's from a gas station. What is wrong with
No. It's from Sheets.
from. It's different.
It's good.
Okay, so this guy's wearing a name tag, so she has to do what he says, which I was like, bullshit.
you? Okay.
But again, she's coming from a very vulnerable place. She had just moved there. She was dealing with this
Yeah.
eating disorder. She
And
was
he's
like,
here to help her. and-
right. But it was like from the outside looking in, you could tell like he was being very controlling of her.
Did anyone else? Sorry, I keep interrupting you. Did anyone else at the gym like notice the dynamic or? Okay.
No. So a lot of times when you have I had a trainer for a while, and you're just having like private
It's
conversations.
so one-on-one.
Yeah.
No one else would, yeah.
Yeah. Nobody's listening to your
Yeah.
stupid conversations. And they're usually like counting a lot.
True.
1, 2, 3. But if you're me, you start working out at home. I made Declan count for me, my 5-year-old.
There you go. Put him
We're
to work.
practicing counting,
It'll help with his.
and I'm
counting
working
skills.
out.
Right.
I'm sore today, so
It's
that
a
it
2
worked.
for 1.
Oh, okay. So what happens next is he says to her, you're working out too much at home, because she has a treadmill at home.
Mhm.
So she's doing the thing where she's like over exercising, and he's like, you got to stop that. But it's not just because of that. He also just wants to be in control of her life. What she puts in her body, what she does with her body, he wants to be in control of it. So he's like, you need to get rid of the treadmill. You need to sell it. I can help you sell it. I can come see like what it looks like, what kind of condition it's in. And she was just like, oh, okay, I guess. So then it cuts to her in the reenactment. She's at her house. So she lives in an apartment and it's 2 stories and there's like a loft. So the second story isn't like fully closed off. It's like a loft and that's where her son's bedroom is. Like he's like in the loft. He's, I think, a young teenager.
Okay.
So when they cut to this segment of her being like in her house on the phone with someone, there's a thing on the screen that says that her son, Nathaniel, who, like I said, I think is like a young teenager of some sort, is at an arcade with his friends. So he's not at the house. Well, Jeffrey comes to her house, doesn't knock, just walks in the front door.
But lock your door. Not that
blaming
I'm her, but
but lock your door. But no, he just walks in the front door.
So it just shows you what he already thinks he's so in charge that he doesn't even have to knock.
Right. Or like I do that to you, but we're friends.
We're friends and I'm
coming. I'm bringing coffee and sometimes wine.
Yeah. Like
it's morning, you guys. Yeah, it's just so bizarre. Like here's the thing. Also, he's never been to her house. What if he got the address wrong? Like, don't you ever have that slight bit of anxiety when you go somewhere for the first time? You're like, you ring the doorbell. Because there have been times I've gone to the wrong house, like a fucking moron.
It's weird. Anyway,
so he walks in her house and she's on the phone with someone. She's like, oh, okay, I got to call you back. And she hangs up. And then, she's a little confused, but she's also just kind of like, okay, Jeffrey's here. And she assumes to look at the treadmill.
Yeah.
Well, he comes in and he has some sort of like, pills and a new like fitness drink. And he's like, okay, so you have to try this because this pill mixed with this like fitness drink, you're going to lose 8 pounds in the next week. And to a person with an eating disorder, if the promise of losing 8 pounds in 1 week is on the table, because she at first was like, I'm not taking that. But in the back of her head, she's like, but I do want to lose 8 pounds.
Right. But then he also just told her to get off to quit using the treadmill. So she's probably losing, like, it just doesn't. Yeah. But she's also going through a lot. So I get how.
She's just like, she said, I was skeptical, but she was like, but I wanted to lose the 8 pounds because of the eating disorder. It was just like, yes. Mm-hmm. So he mixes the drink. It's like, she said it was like a chocolate drink. But she said it was foamy at the top and the foam had blue tint to it. I don't think your foam should be blue.
No.
Unless you put food coloring in it.
I don't think you should drink from a stranger. But...
Well, he's not a stranger though. That's the thing that's so annoying. It's like he gained her trust and then he's about to totally rip that away.
And she's moved to a new area and doesn't know anyone probably. Right. So she's like, oh, maybe we can be friends, or she's looking for like friendship. Yeah.
I keep having floaters in my eyes, you guys, like little things float by.
I wonder if it's the lighting.
No, it's been happening like lots of different places. Like I think something's been knocked loose. Anyway, my brain is just, maybe it was. That's when it started. Shit. Okay, so she's like, okay, so she takes a sip of the drink and it's not that good. And then she takes another sip to take the medicine that he gave her that is like part of the regimen. And he is like basically almost force feeding it to her.
No.
Like she has her lips on it and he's like, tilting the glass up. So she has to drink more of it. I don't like that at all. She stops and then all of a sudden she feels woozy.
Oh God, he Bill Cosby'd her.
I think he did. Is that what we're calling it now?
That's what I'm calling it.
Okay. So, yeah.
Great. He Bill Cosby'd her. So she is so tired. And so he takes her upstairs to her son's bedroom in the loft, lays her on the bed. And then she says she doesn't remember the next half hour. It's like that half hour just disappeared. But she wakes up. She is undressed.
Oh.
He is in his underwear.
Oh.
She said it felt like I was under anesthesia. Like just everything was so heavy and I could barely move. And like, I didn't know what happened and why we were like not wearing enough clothes. Like it wasn't good by any means. But, all she could think was she was so thirsty. Mm-hmm. So she like stumbles down the stairs to the first floor and just starts like chugging water. And he comes down and he's like, okay, like obviously that didn't agree with you. Like you should go lay down. I will draw you a bath and then you can get in there and I'll leave it and I'll come check on you later. And she's like, okay, like all drugged out.
Yeah.
So she goes back upstairs, she lays down, she hears the bathwater turn on. But as she's laying there and she's like, I can't even keep my eyes open.
She's so tired.
She just hears the bathwater and it's not, you know how you can tell when the bathwater is filling versus when it's just going down the drain?
Mm-hmm.
She's like, it wasn't filling, it was just running. Like the water was just running down the drain. And she's like, so I didn't understand what was happening and my brain wasn't like functioning enough to figure it out. She said, all of a sudden he was there, he was on top of me and he had a piece of saran wrap in his hands and he put it over her face.
Oh my God.
As tight as he could. She couldn't breathe. And he was like, quit moving. I'm going to kill you. And then I'm going to kill your son.
Oh my God.
Like a psycho for like no reason.
He just turned into a psychopath.
Yeah, just all of a sudden psycho.
And how many times has he done this before?
Exactly. So she is like obviously weak from like being drugged or whatever. And then she's like kicking and screaming. But as soon as he says, I'm going to kill your son, Mama Bear comes out. Because that's what Mama Bear does. And she gets him off. And he's blocking the staircase. So she climbs over the loft of the second floor of her house.
Damn.
And that looks over the kitchen.
Yeah.
She dangles there and she drops 12 feet.
Oh my God.
And she said it hurt so bad.
Yeah.
But she said, all I could think about was that my son was at the arcade. He was going to come home and this guy was going to kill my son.
But why? For what? Like,
nobody knows. So she runs out of the house with like barely any clothes on, half like baked, basically. She's knocking on all her neighbors' doors, just like pounding on them, trying to get someone to open. Finally, a woman opens the door. She rushes inside, slams the door and locks it, says, call 911. He's going to kill my son. So the woman calls 911. She, you know, reports this. By the time the police get there, of course, he's gone. Jeffrey has left. But the police had also gone to the arcade and picked up her son, Nathaniel, and had driven him back. So now mom and son were back together. He was safe. And she said, that's all I cared about. She's like, I didn't even care if he was going to kill me. But as soon as he said he was going to kill my son, I was like,
this lady's been through so much.
Yeah. So then creepy, Jeffrey, once he's left, calls her house or her cell phone. I don't know which. I forget what year this was. But he calls and leaves 2 voicemails. And they're the creepiest bullshit I've ever heard. It's like he's on the phone crying. Like, I'm so sorry. I don't know why I did it.
Oh my God.
And like, he's like, Patricia, I'm so, like, he's like using her name. He's crying or pretending to cry. Then a couple minutes later, he calls back and leaves another message. And he's not crying as much, but he's like still apologetic. Like she's just going to be like, oh, it's cool.
We're good. Just don't ever do that again.
Stay away from that saran wrap.
Don't ever put plastic wrap on my face again. And then we're good.
And the police went and looked in her house and they did find next to the bed a big piece of saran wrap that had been used to try and suffocate her.
Wow.
So anyway, so they ended up arresting him and they went to trial. And this part is what makes me very mad. So he got charged with felonious assault, I believe, attempted murder, I think, I don't know.
It should be.
And the judge then got to pass the actual like sentence. And this is where I was like, what the fuck? Because she said, he's very well groomed. He's very well spoken. He shows up on time to court. He has a wife, a child, and one on the way. So I'm just going to give him 5 years mandatory anger management classes.
Stop it.
And 5 years of probation. And he's going to spend 120 days in jail.
Oh my God, that's it?
Yes.
He put saran wrap on her face and tried to
He drugged her and
raped her.
Well, we don't know that because actually when she got examined by the
and she doesn't know.
She doesn't know she was out. So her exam didn't show that she had been violently raped.
Yeah. Well,
but that doesn't mean she wasn't.
He was also
sexually
in his underwear and so
so was she.
Anyway, he violated her.
He violated her no matter what. Yeah. And at the end, she's like, I just want to know 2 things. Why? Why would you do this? Why would you want to kill me and my son? Why? And then the other thing she wants to know is, did you sexually violate me when I was unconscious? She said, those are the only two things I want to know, and I will never know. And it's like,
And he's out.
oh yeah. I hope she moved.
What is wrong with this score system?
And what is
I don't
wrong with this
understand.
guy? Like, what the fuck? But I mean, hopefully he lost his job at the gym, and hopefully he can't be a nurse anymore. I don't know. But the good thing is Patricia then started her own like organization, and it's called Crime Survivors. So I'm going to be looking at that website just to see like what it's about, since obviously survival is kind of the name of the show. So if you're interested, you can go check out Crime Survivors online and see what Patricia is up to.
Wow, what?
But it's for, you know, survivors of
Superhero.
crimes.
She's been through so much.
Yeah. So she is now living a great life. Her son grew up, and he actually has 2 daughters. So she's a grandmother to 2 little girls, and she said they are the love of her life. So she's doing really well and thriving, and she didn't let this ruin her. So
Wow.
that is my story of Patricia Wenskunas.
Great story. What a psychopath.
Oh my God, I know.
And again, that was not his first time, I guarantee it.
Oh, of course not. That's
To have that
crazy.
calculated.
Kenny?
Kenny, lighten us up.
Okay, this, after 112 episodes, one of the weirdest weird news is.
Oh.
Like usually I don't tell Kim when I see him, I'm like, Kim, you have to see this episode. A blank theme bar opens in Fort Worth, Texas to mixed reviews. It's based, I'll give you a hint on the theme. It's a historical event.
A Civil War themed bar?
Okay.
That seems too
That seems
weird.
Okay,
enough.
it's in Texas.
In Texas. Doesn't help much, but
A historical theme.
Mhm.
has a historical theme.
And it just opened.
That's what the headline says, and then in the actual article, the owner says, I don't know, it opened sometime between 2012 and 2014. I don't know how he doesn't know.
Oregon Trail?
9/11 themed bar.
No.
Ew.
It's called Bar 9/11.
Is it like a tribute to those that were I'm hoping like that's the direction he's going in.
Yeah.
Here's the sign on the window when you walk in. Bar 9/11. It's spelled BAR and then the number 9 and then spelled out 11. So it looks very trendy. But Bar 9/11. More than a name, more than a date, a state of mind. Never forget ever. There's just pictures of the buildings burning in there, and
Who wants to go in and
Who wants to go drink there?
beer there?
with the facts about 9/11 in there, like what happened at what time. It's odd. It's very weird.
Is he donating any of the proceeds back to the victims of 9/11?
Nope, he just said,
Well,
I don't even know if this
so
study.
he's just
A dickwad?
Oh, he said he saw a study one September that 80% of Americans didn't know the anniversary of the event was approaching. I was like, that.
so
can't
he's
be
like,
true.
I'm gonna open a bar.
I feel like that's not true.
That's not true.
That's not true at all.
I can think maybe like 20%, 80%.
I think that's even high.
It's 9/11.
You hear 9/11, you think of, like, I was 7
And you
during that,
still-
and I
yeah.
still remember it very vividly.
I mean, even when I look at the clock and it's 9/11, I'm like,
Yeah, I
ugh,
see
I don't like that
Yeah,
anymore.
or like anything that's 9/11.
when
I'm
we're like
ugh.
playing sports and we say like 9/11, like people say like never forget. Like it's not.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know. That study's a little off.
interesting. I'll never be going to that bar.
Yeah, it's
No.
weird.
I guess if he was maybe like I said, donating like 50%
Or
of the
like if he had
proceeds, or
he had like family that was there and he was like, it was a tribute to like his uncle that died and
but even having like the pictures of the burning bill, like that's weird. Who
Yeah.
wants to
I-
socialize in that type?
no,
of,
I feel like if anything, you should have pictures of like the memorial that's there or the buildings as they stood before.
yeah, not them burning.
I don't want to see them burning.
No.
That's etched in my mind forever. I don't
Yeah.
need that shit.
Hmm.
Nope.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is one of the weirdest
yeah. I
newses you've done.
did a double take when I saw the headline.
I don't like that at all.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you're in Fort Worth, Texas, and want to
Way to lighten it up, Kenny.
Jesus Christ.
We did snails.
There were snails.
We did a possible kidnapping. No, not kidnapping, but possible
Drugging and
murder.
potential murder. And
And
then
9/11
9/11
bar.
bars.
Cover it all.
Yikes, you guys. Well, thanks for being here. And don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to the old podcast. That's how we get discovered by other people. And we'll see you next week.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Boop, 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 boop. That's going to be on the YouTube.
Yes, it will.
Yeah.